Work boots are made from cowhide, which has undergone mineral tanning and finishing tanning. A waterproofing treatment completes the preparation. Let's follow the process. This machine is a shaver. It evens up the hide and opens its pores before it receives other appropriate treatments. They treat the hides in this retanning drum. Water, coloring products, and retanning products are at a temperature varying between 32 and 60 degrees centigrade. Hides are then removed from the retanning drum. The leather will then be vacuum dried for 2 minutes at a temperature of 70 degrees. Then the hide will be hung for 24 to 48 hours. Here the hide is stretched on a vacuum drying plate. It's evened out to get rid of any creases. A hide measures almost 2 square meters, and they'll need about 0.4 square meters of leather to make a boot. They begin cutting the boot parts. This punch, with the help of a press, cuts the different pieces of leather. They also cut brown fabric pieces, the interior lining of the boot, made from a foam base and woven polyester fibers. This paring machine thins the edges before they're sewn. During the cutting, each piece of leather is identified by its size. They now begin assembly of the boot. The 2 sides of the boot are sewn together on this machine. Now the front part of the boot is assembled. Excess leather is progressively cut away. The eyelets, made of steel, brass, or aluminum, are then positioned. Here they attach a foot mount on a form with tiny nails called tacks. The last is placed in the boot to facilitate the assembly of the front part. This carding machine removes any unevenness at the level of the lining before proceeding to the next step. They now install the tempered steel toe cap. The lining is pulled, they insert the cap and fix it well in place. The leather is folded beneath the boot, the bottom secured with a tack, and the sides fastened with hot glue on this seat-inside lasting machine. The boot front is now finished. We get a good view of the application of the hot glue. At this stage, they remove the last, installed at the beginning. It's no longer needed. Now the sole will be installed. The heel core is of pine. It's put onto the sole, which will soon be secured into place. Here they proceed with machining and welding of the rubber sole to the boot tip. It's called vulcanization, done at a temperature of 165 degrees, and the sole is solidly installed. This machine sands the edges of the sole to eliminate any vulcanization residue. They also apply a sealant. They now place an insole inside the boot. Here they install the laces and stitch on the labels. The boots now leave for the packaging area. Building a pair of boots required no less than 123 different fabrication steps, including packaging. Each pair needs 101 meters of nylon, cotton, and polyester threads, and close to a square meter of thick and rugged leather. All consumer products are packaged, and the making of these packages starts with the burning of an aluminum plate like this one. This animation illustrates the burning process, the transfer of an image onto an aluminum plate. The plate is placed onto a cylinder, and using a laser, the burning begins. The image appears in 6 minutes. This plate will make the printing impressions on packages. The laser which did the burning has to be perfectly calibrated using this test plate. The plate is now ready to make impressions via the offset method. Printing involves ink, and it requires selecting the right one. If the desired color does not exist, it has to be made up from a mix of various other colors. An ink trial is done with a spatula. And using this small manual press, color ink tests are done. The ink is spread onto paper and the color compared with the one called for by the customer. If the two match, the presses can be started up. This is a 6-color offset process printing press with a 72 by 108 centimeter capacity. The press is fed by a suction and friction process, devouring 8,000 sheets an hour. Now the printing plate is placed onto the press cylinder. This plate will contact inking rollers of the ink reservoir. To prevent it from drying, ink viscosity is maintained with this oscillator. The press starts up and reaches a production rate of 8,000 impressions in 60 minutes. The press comprises individual color printing units. The paper sheet passes from one unit to another, receiving a new color at each step. Here they register the colors, that is, the quality of the superimposition of the different colors. The final step is the folding and gluing of the boxes. This grooved plate makes folding point marks on the carton. And this machine does the cutting, the embossing, and stripping of the sheets at a rate of 6,000 an hour. The cutting die cuts the carton sheets and, together with the grooved plate, makes the folding joints. This sheet is slid behind the cutting die to equalize the cutting of the sheets. This enormous pile of 3,000 sheets is ready to be cut. The embossing press feeder handles between 6,000 and 8,000 sheets an hour. Rollers guide the sheets in the direction of the press. And here, the sheets are embossed by the machine. The precision of the embossing is then verified. Next comes the cutting of the sheets. This goes on at 8,000 an hour. The cutting unit strips and removes the unnecessary pieces, and the carton scraps are sucked up for eventual recycling. The scraps can also be cut away manually by using a hammer. And the carton end pieces are sent off for recycling. All that remains is the assembly of the packages. This high-speed gluing unit can make up 30,000 to 40,000 per hour. Gluing begins with the folding of the sheets, following the folding marks. The sides of the formed box are then glued together. An average of between 5 to 8 steps are needed to fabricate a packaging box. Every day, this plant produces between 1 and 2 million boxes, requiring almost 4,000 tons of cardboard annually.